Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem HaKakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say Shalom to Yaakman Akwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled, Oh Look, It's on the News Again. Must be nothing, right? So this is dealing with the MOTB, all right? This is an article I found the other day. Just popped up right on my homepage for Google News. And instantly I said, well, because I was going through articles looking for things to bring a lesson out on. And as soon as I saw it, I says, well, that's a sign, if anything. So Fox News, the article is titled, Dogs Get Chipped. Why are some people doing the same? It says, yes, some humans are really opting to get implanted with microchips. Now let's go ahead and I guess we'll play a little bit of this video. I haven't watched this video yet. I don't know what it has to do with the article. It looks like
the Mentos gum bottle is recycled.
Something's going on with it, with a needle. All right, well, let's see what it actually has to say. Let's see.
Dogs get chipped, but what about people? I'm Kurt the Cyber Guy, and it's standard operating procedure to chip our pets so we can always keep track of them in case of an emergency or they get lost. Now, back in 1998, a chip was first implanted into a human being, and in the past decade, the technology has become more commercially available. A Las Vegas influencer has even garnered millions of followers online after revealing she has a chip implanted in her hand, and she uses it to open doors and drawers around her gigantic house. She has a radio frequency identification implant, or RFID chip, which is one of the various types of microchip implants available in the market. Now, while they're available, it's extremely important to note that having a medical procedure to implant a chip in one's body should only be done by a qualified professional, if at all. You can imagine the idea of microchips being implanted into humans raises ethical and privacy concerns. Think about it. Some of these chips are basically collecting and storing personal information that could potentially be accessed without consent. Would you ever consider a microchip implant? Let me know your thoughts about it over at cyberguy.com. And while you're there, sign up for my free newsletter.
It's right in front of your goddamn eyes, Jake, but there's a whole lot of people out there that still refuse to acknowledge it. All right? Would you consider a microchip? Come on, man. Come on. Literally the article, dogs get chipped, why are some people doing the same? Come on, dude. You jakes that ain't with the program yet and don't get that we understand why it is. It's because the Most High is not dealing with you. All right, you don't have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, you don't to understand it, to truly understand it. What do you mean we can hear? We heard that you said it's RFID chip. We're just not believing it. Yeah, well, that's the ears to hear. You have the ears to hear but hear not. All right, and the eyes to see and see not. Okay? That's you people. It says many of us have our dogs microchipped as soon as we get them, so that we have an increased chance of reuniting with them if they get lost. It allows for quick and easy identification and gives us peace of mind. It says, well, now some of your fellow humans are opting to get chipped as well, so that they can have more convenience when it comes to paying for things, opening doors, and more. And, you know, those who are in the know are in the know. That's what's going to happen. All right? Now let's stop when it comes to paying for things, opening doors, and more. Okay? Now let's go and grab the scripture, and everybody should know what it's going to be. All right? Let's go and get Revelation 13 and 16. Bear with me while I open up them on my phone as well so we don't have to do a whole bunch of hopping. All right. Revelation 13 and 16. It reads, And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell. Let's pause. Let's go back up here. It says, well, now some of your fellow humans are opting to be chipped as well, so that they can have more convenience when it comes to paying for things, opening doors, and more. Let's go back. And then no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. All right? So there you go. And you got to realize barcodes, that number, if you go to, let's see. They all have barcodes, all right? And these 2 dashes right here represent 6s, all right? And that's exactly what's going to have in that that RFID chip, all right? That's exactly what's going to have. So barcode, that's a typical barcode. Now, I have a drink sitting next to me here. Yep, and they all have 6s, all right? To show you this isn't some bullshit, all right? So a 6, check this out. How to read barcode numbers. Now, there was one. It's hard to find, but there's you can see right here the 6 is lined up with the 2 lines.
The 76ers narrowly defeated the...
Yeah, of course, look at that. Check that out. Siri's just listening and she wasn't even on. Where are we? There's a thing that shows you there it is. So the 6, this is kind of like it. The 6 is those 2 right by each other. All right. It says on the right side, on the left side. Same with the right side. They just switch place. All right. So here we go. So a 6 is those 2 lines directly by each other. That's what it looks like on the left. That's what it looks like on the right. Now, to prove to you, see, so that's a 6 right there on the left. It's a 6 right there on the right. And the middle is almost always on a barcode is a 6. All right, it's almost always a 6. I can't say 100% because I only have one thing in front of me. Let's see. Let me grab this other one down here. Probably the same though. At least this one is, but these are the same drink. Let me see. Let me try to grab something else. Let me I'll grab this. Let's see. Okay, so they're not always, because this one's different, but this is a miniature barcode for this. Let me see if I grab... what about this pack? Yeah, there's a good example. Here, I grabbed a couple things. I have one more thing that I can grab. Alright, what about this? Yeah, we'll grab... I got 3 things here, and we're gonna go on the camera and show you, because we're not bullshitting here. All right, there's my keyboard. Okay, here's the drink I'm currently drinking right now. Where's the camera? All right, and I'll use this pen. All right, so right there, 1 6, right down the middle, that's another 6. On the right, that's another 6. All right, there's one drink. All right, this is a pack of sparkling waters. Now here's the barcode down here. All right, again, 1 6. Right in the middle, there's another 6. And on the end, boom, another 6. All right, so you're seeing it's not just a fluke. Here's another one. Here's these so-called healthier sodas that you can get at Whole Foods. All right. Let me turn this one around. All right. Same thing. All right. Let it focus. All right. There we go. Boom. 1-6. Right in the middle. There's another one. It's blocked off by the 4 because it's got in there, but you can see it's right down the middle. You can see it because it sticks out the bottom there. Right on the end, there's another 6. All right. And I think the shower, the conditioner or the shampoo I actually use actually has, it says 6 right here, 6 right here, and there's another like 6 right over here. So it actually has the 3 6s and it has 3 6s in the barcode. So you think it's BS, but no, these barcodes, that shows you all over the barcodes is the number, all right? The number of the beast. They throw that everywhere, all right? Because who runs society? All right, Esau, Edom. Who's the number of? It's the beast, Esau, Edom. So there we go. That's a typical barcode. And we proved to you it wasn't just BS from this. Oh, the Hebrew Israelites could have made that. Oh, they could have been. Someone bugged out could have made that. Well, guess what? We just went in and looked up. All right. We just literally just went and looked up barcode numbers, and those were 6s. Okay, so nice try though. I guess that's not going to give us anything more talking about that, but there you go. So that shows you. Let's go back. What does it say in verse 18? It says, "Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man." Who's that man? Esau, Edom. And his number is 666. And they put that number on everything, man. Everything. All right. I just showed you on 3 different items. All right. 3 different items. Okay. Randomly that I just randomly pulled. All right. Randomly pulled that they can be anything, and they'll have the number. All right. They'll have the number. All right. And I'm curious if it's just in America. I have a packet of Australian Tim Tams. Let me see. Nope, they have it just as well. I'll show you that as well. So even in other countries, which way? Here. You can see these are Tim Tams. You can get these certain stores in America, but where's it at? Where does it show you that they're made in Australia? Here we go. Shows you right where they're made, right here. All right, and I need to cut my fingernails, but it says made in Arnott's Biscuits, Strathfield, Australia. Made in Australia. All right, but if you look at the barcode down here, what do we get again? We get the 6. Right down the middle, you get another 6. And on the end, you get the 6. It's just the fundamentals of the barcode. All right, just the fundamentals of the barcode. Bear with me. So they love that number. All right, they love that number, and Australians are largely Edomite as well. So, and Esau is the one controlling the world. So they're the ones inventing barcodes and doing all this stuff. So what do you think they want to throw it on there? They want to throw that number on there. All right. Another example is I've seen it, and I'm sure some of you brothers and sisters have seen it in movies or shows. They'll say things. They'll like, oh yeah, how many times was he shot? 6 times. Like, oh wow. And some guy will be like, 6 times? That's bad. That's why would somebody shoot him that many times? And it says, yeah, and he was found 6 feet from the. I'm like, okay, so, and then they'll stop and they won't say it again. Sometimes it can be easy to slip by, but once you're in the know, you're like, wait a minute, why do they just say 6 3 times back to back and then not say it again and continue moving on? They do it quite frequently. All right, they do it quite frequently. So it's very clear. All right, it's very clear, and it's clear by now. All right, even Christian groups. All right, regular Christian bug out Christian groups. All right, Christians that are still believing in Jesus Christ. All right, Christians know that the mark of the beast is the RFID chip. Okay, even Christians know. All right, and here are some of you Israelite groups that don't even know. All right, of course those Christian groups, where did they get it from? They got it from GMS really. All right, because these Christian groups, they pick up things as well. All right. But you a lot of you groups still don't got it. Oh, it's not. No, that's not it. It's sleeping with white women. It's blah blah blah. It's sin. The mark of the beast is not sin, man. So let's continue on. It says, well, now some of your fellow humans are opting to be chipped as well, so that they can have more convenience when it comes to paying for things and opening doors and more. And we've done videos on showing different things. Brothers have shown different things. That brother showed that the door, you have to get in with the key card. All those key card doors are going to be chipped doors. All right, I showed you that image that I had, all right, of an image of it was like a wrist scanner, a vein scanner. It's like a palm vein. Yeah, one of these kind of, but a little bit different. Yeah, there it is. That's the exact one right there. You put your wrist there, put your hand over, and it scans the veins in your hand. Well, eventually that's gonna all go to chip. All right, it's all gonna go to chip. Okay. It says, can a human really be microchipped safely? We can certainly have microchips implanted, and I might put this up on somewhere else because I've been saying microchip and RFID a lot. Who knows? They've been lenient with it lately, but who knows? We can certainly have microchips implanted into our bodies, such as radio frequency identification or RFID implants, which are used for identification and tracking purposes. However, before deciding on microchipping yourself, it is important to remember that implanting a microchip into your body is a medical procedure that carries potential risks and should only be performed by a qualified professional in a sterile environment. Additionally, the use of microchip implants raises ethical and privacy concerns as it involves the collection and storage of personal information that could potentially be accessed without your consent, and it will be accessed without your consent. That's kind of the whole purpose of the microchip, really, for the government. It says, who is getting these microchips? The first time a microchip was implanted into a person was back in 1998. That's the first known time that someone was implanted with a microchip. It says, since then, the technology has become readily available to all commercially, and one company in the UK called Walletmore says that it became the first company to offer them for sale. One woman in Las Vegas, Burgundy Waller, a fucking demon, claims that her husband implanted a chip into her hand, and she has gone viral on TikTok and Instagram because of it. And he also has a chip in his hand, so there you go. And what an ugly bastard. She might just be Amalek, too. She might just be Amalek, all right, based on how her face is, all right. She's definitely Edomite, too. You can tell because you could just tell, but she's also got a big-ass fucking house. All right, I didn't even know she lived in Vegas because if you look at her house, it don't look like nothing in Vegas. Says she posts about how she is able to use her hand to unlock doors and open drawers, closets, and pantries in her home. Yeah, because she basically replaced like doors and locks and all these things in her house with with RFID readers. So she even claims that her husband made a more advanced chip that can pull up any website or app of his choosing by holding the chip up to an iPhone. It says, can chips really track people? That's the other thing. iPhone, holding a chip up to your iPhone. No, it's just gonna do that. You gotta realize your iPhone. If you have an iPhone, and most of the other, I don't know about Android. I'm pretty sure they do as well, though. They can already read RFID. They can already read it, all right, and send it as well. Send it as well, because what do you think? What do you think all that tap and that chip and all that stuff is, man? It's another four. It may not be RFID. It might be what's the other one? It's RFID, and then there's what is it? I know it's in those Nintendo toys, Amiibo. NFC, which is what does NFC stand for? Near field communication. Then there's radio frequency. RFID is radio frequency identification, I believe. Yeah, radio frequency identification. So there you go. And then this is near field communication. So there's a there's a difference. All right, there is a difference. And RFID can do more because it can be passively powered. All right, NFC is different. It's a lot different actually. Really, it says, can microchips really track people? It says it is understandable why you might be worried about microchips being able to track humans, as they are the same type of technology that we're already using our phones and credit cards. There you go. This is a lie, though. It says, however, microchips are not GPS devices and cannot track the location of an animal or, for that matter, a human in real time. They contain a unique ID number, and when found, the microchip can be scanned to retrieve the owner's contact information from a database. That's not true because you have something called cloud RFID, which is a new type of software or whatever you want to call it that can actually physically track RFID. All right. Can't remember where it's from. We did a lesson on it way back. We'll see, Cisco talks about wireless RFID asset tracking. Wireless active RFID tags with GPS tracking system. You got to realize it's not that they can. They will, all right, have an implementation for GPS as well. All right, they will have that as well. So they'll be able to know where you are. Okay, let's go down. And it shows you, it says it can be scanned or retrieve the owner's contact information from a database. We don't have to really keep reading. Says the main concern is how much more advanced. There you go, because they're still rolling out new versions and tampering with them. The main concern is how much more advanced these microchips can soon become. Waller's husband has allegedly already proven that he can store all sorts of information with the chip he has created, including social media accounts. They're getting bigger and better with these things. I wouldn't be surprised if that guy's actually in on it somehow, working with the new versions, helping with new versions. All right, who knows? I don't know if he's doing some type of if he's an engineer or what he's doing. All right, but they're going to be able to store your credit card information, your medical information, your social media accounts, your social credit score. They're going to store how old you are, blah blah blah, all this, all that, where you live, where you work. All right, everything. All right, open your front doors, open your cars. All right, everything. All right, these things are going to be, people are going to see them like, wow, I really want that. All right, you're probably going to have RFID games, all right, where you need the RFID for them to do certain things, because they already have like NFC games, all right, things like Skylanders and things like, the Amiibos and all that, Disney Infinity, all that shit. So they'll probably have some type of, where you just scan your hand and look at this, blah, 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 blah. Bear with me. So they're going to have some crazy shit going down. It says, yeah, see, here they go. It's Fox, they're a little bit more in the know than some of these other places because they don't pander to they don't see the Democrats. They try to get away from it. All right, and some of the Republicans, all right, they call them a lot of them conspiracy theories. A lot of the so-called conspiracy theorists are labeled as conservative or Republican. Not that we side with anybody, but they definitely have a little bit more of a knowing than the Democrats do. All right, and at least they're not, some Republicans do, but at least the large majority of them aren't throwing their baby into the flames of Molech. All right, it says if he is able to do that, then there's no reason why these chips cannot be programmed to track your every move once they are implanted. It raises the question of how far are we really willing to go just to have a little bit more ease and convenience. How do you feel about humans being microchipped? We'd love to hear your thoughts. So there you go. And they'll be like, oh, that's a conspiracy theorist article. It's not conspiracy, lady, because this fucking chip bitch, all right, and that's, that's that. She's already done it. All right, that evil motherfucker, her. All right. So let's go and get Ecclesiasticus 5:15 for you Jakes out there that still don't believe that the RFID chip is the mark of the beast. Okay, let's get it. Sirach 5. Go down to verse 15. What does it say? It says, "Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small, no matter how big or no matter how small it is. Don't be ignorant of anything." And a lot of you Jakes love to be ignorant of shit. All right. A lot of you Jakes love to be ignorant. You don't want to know. You don't want to hear it. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small. Okay, and being ignorant of the RFID chip, that's a great matter. That's a great deal of stupidity, really. All right, because what can you buy or sell with sin? All right, what can you buy or sell with laying with a white woman? All right, tell me one thing. So I can go in and I can go in and steal something, and I can go into a store, steal something, which is a sin. All right, I can steal something, put it in my pocket, and then I can go up to the front desk and say, "Hey, you stole." It's like, yeah, but that's my sin, so I get this one for free, right? I can get it for free because I sinned, and oh, yep, go on your way. Name one place that I can do that. Name one place, I can go and, walk in, eat a piece of pork bacon, and then walk out of the store with a TV, all right? For free because, I paid for it with sin. There's not one place you can do that, and that's not going to happen, all right? Or some of the Christians say, because we did that website study, not the website study. We went to different websites and what people were saying. I don't know if I did that on camera, if that was before. But, there is, it's Sunday worship. All right, when Sunday worship is implemented, that's the mark of the beast. Well, how though? How are you going to buy something with Sunday worship? So no man may buy or sell except he that had the mark. And the mark, if the mark's Sunday worship, yeah, well, did you worship on Sunday? Do you have a video of you worshiping on Sunday? You need to have done that 5 times for this purchase. So, or for something big like a Lamborghini, how many white women do you have to lay with? Because some people say, the mark of the beast is laying with white women. How many white women do you have to lay with to get a Lamborghini? Or what about for a box of Kraft mac and cheese? Is that half? All right, do you have to fully lay with the woman? All right, do you just, mess around a little bit? It doesn't make any sense. But guess what? The RFID chip, everything adds up with that, all right? Because guess what? That stores payment information. That stores contact information, who you are, where you're from. All right, it can be interfaced with apps, all right, your phone, all right? It can open doors. Well, you're over here, Jake, man. A lot of you, Jake, took the bag too. A lot of you camps. That's the only reason you're teaching this dumb shit. All right, and what do we mean by dumb shit? Is this doctrine that is clearly not biblical. All right, these ass pulls. All right, these things that you pulled out your ass. All right, that's not in the Bible. All right, it's never been spoken of. All right, none of the GMS never taught it. All right, no one. You just came up with it one day. All right. Because and it couldn't have been GMS teaching it because where does GMS teach from? Directly from the Bible. All right. So and the things you come up with, some of them aren't even biblical. So where are you coming up with that thing? It wasn't from the Bible. So where'd you get it? You must have pulled it out your ass. That's the only place you could have gotten it. You must have just made it up. Okay. You must have just made it up. Like recently with you're gonna burn in hell for 1,000 years or maybe even forever. Well, which one is it, man? Is it for 1,000 years or is it forever? It's like that when I was watching that video, Elder Apostle Gabar came out about it. It reminded me of that scene from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. All right, where I can't remember the name. It's been a while since I've seen that. But the main character, the stoner white dude, was cruising with his Jake friend. All right, and they're smoking weed because the movie's like one of those weed movies. And they take his brother's car. They take the black dude's brother's car. All right, the so-called black dude's brother car. All right, the Jake, we'll refer to him as Jake. They take the Jake dude's brother's car, and they crash it. All right, because they're all fucked up, I think, or something happened. And the Jake looks at him and says, "My brother's gonna kill us. He's gonna kill us. My brother's gonna shit. He's gonna shit." And then the main character says, "Well, which one is it, man? Is he gonna kill us or is he gonna shit?" And then he says, "Well, first he's gonna kill us, and then he's gonna shit. So which one is it, man? IUIC, which one is it? Or is it gonna be 1,000 years or is it gonna be forever?" "Well, first he's going to burn you for 1,000 years, and then you're going to burn forever." What? When you hear these things and they don't add up, you got to think, this must not be right. All right, this must not be it. Okay, but a lot of you Jake, man, a lot of you Jakes just don't have it. all right? And a lot of you jakes, all right, and we're not going to name names, but a lot of you jakes also took the bag, all right? And that's why you're teaching this off-the-wall shit that doesn't have anything to do with the Bible, all right? You're teaching, oh, you got to do this and that. Oh, you got to do this. Name a scripture. Name where it says that, and you don't, because it's not in the Bible. It's just something you came up with, and you're teaching that. Why? Why? Why are you teaching that when it's not coming from the Bible? Where's that coming from? It's coming from something. It's the gospel according to you, all right? It's your doctrine that you made up, all right? That ain't the Bible's doctrine, all right? Because the Bible is sound doctrine, all right? You're not teaching sound doctrine. You're teaching things that you made up. You're teaching things that you made up. So, hey, you got to think. A lot of you, why is that? Because a lot of you took the bag, all right? A lot of you took the bag and gave into Esau and agreed not to teach certain things so you could make money, all right? And you're hiding scriptures, all right? You're hiding scriptures. You don't want to deal with the scriptures. Blah, 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 blah. Every time those scriptures are brought up, you go off and make a rant, but you don't rebuke it biblically. You don't do anything about it, all right? But this is 2 Timothy 3:16. It says, all scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. All right, but apparently you're skipping large chunks of the Bible over here. All right, you're skipping large chunks of the Bible, or else you would know. All right, you'd have the spiritual eyes and the spiritual ears. All right, the eye salve, the ears to hear, and the eyes to see and the ears to hear. But a lot of you don't. A lot of you don't have that. All right, and it says right here that all scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High, and it's profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. All right, so through the scriptures, what's doctrine? What's doctrine? All right, teaching. All right, teaching says belief, a set of beliefs. All right, so it's profitable for your belief. Okay. For reproof, which is, for reproof, for correction, all right? So it's going to be profitable for your doctrine, all right? Your understanding. It's going to be profitable if, to correct someone, all right? And guess what? Also, instruction in righteousness, how to walk, what to do, what not to do, all right? All these things, but a lot of people ain't got it, all right? A lot of, down here in, we have that later too, 2 Timothy, it says 4 and 3, but down here, yeah, we'll grab 4 and 3 right now. Since we have it down there later, but we're going to grab it now. 4 and 3. It reads, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned unto fables. And that's what a lot of you jakes have done. You've fallen after these other camps, or these Christians, these Christian Israelites, you got them too, all right? And they're over there listening and giving heed to fables, all right? And a fable, let's get a fable. It's something. It's just a story, man. It's a storybook. It's a story tale, a fairy tale. All right. It's not real. All right. That's what a fable is. A fable is something that's not real. And of course, it just completely got rid of it because this technology is fucking Satan worthy, and it's just full of demonic shit. All right. So here we go. Fable. Fables. All right, a moral tale. All right, myth and legend. See, myth and legend. A false statement or belief. Okay, believers accuse the cosmologists of inventing fables on the birth of the universe, and they did, because they don't say the Most High did it. That's a good example. A false statement or belief, to tell fictitious tales. All right, to fabricate or invent. All right. To fabricate or invent, all right? So they're going after things that are make-believe, storybooks, fairy tales, all right? They shall turn their ears from the truth and shall be turned unto fables. And that happened to a lot of people. I'm not listening to GMS. I'm going to listen to these guys. Well, guess what? You just turned away your ear into and listened to fables instead of the truth, all right? So congratulations. Congratulations, all right? You're very intelligent. Everybody clap for the intelligent people. All right, because they're very, 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 very smart. And of course, I'm being facetious with it. All right, I'm being, being antagonistic. All right, because you're actually really, really dumb if you do that. All right, but we know you think you're very smart. Oh, I'm very smart. I'm very smart. Oh, I am very smart. Oh. This is Romans 3 and 4. It says, 3 and 3. It reads, for what if some did not believe? Shall their belief make the faith of the Most High without effect? The Most High forbid. Yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. All right, so guess what? You don't believe, all right? And guess what? If you don't believe the true doctrine, that means you don't believe either. All right, that means you're an unbeliever as well. Okay, unless you're believing the truth. In order to be a believer in this truth, what do you have to believe? The truth. All right. You can't say, I'm not an unbeliever, but you're like, oh yeah, the Most High's name is this and that. All right, and you deny it being Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. All right, or you know, and Israelites, you know, it's not you know, everyone technically everyone's of the Israel. Well, no, see at that case, no. Or you know, we are the Israelites, but everybody can be saved. Well, that's not the truth. That means you're an unbeliever then. All right, with the true doctrine, that means you're an unbeliever then. Okay. Let's get Matthew 15 and 14. And this and really you people that are you're learning from people that don't know nothing, man. All right. You're learning from people that don't know nothing, all right? And Bishop Nate still, to this day, all right, and in many ways he knows, you know, some things more than me because he's been around longer. I'm still new in this truth. But the other thing is that he teaches a lot of false doctrine as well that needs to be corrected, all right? All right. Now I'm not going to say I'm on the same level as him when it comes to scriptures because I'm sure he was back at One West, all right? He knows, all right? He knows. He's just not doing it right, all right? So, yes, he has more scriptural knowledge than me, okay? But he's also doing a lot of off and wicked things, all right, by not teaching that doctrine. You don't just forget that doctrine, all right? Well, unless the Most High makes you forget, all right? But he you know, you can tell. IUIC is a 501c3 group, all right? You can just tell, all right? You can just tell the way that they do things, all right, is not right, okay? And he still doesn't teach fully that the RFID chip is the mark of the beast, all right? And there's little things that have come out. You got Paul Kersey from, I think a lot of them know that it's the mark of the beast. Well, why isn't he teaching it, all right? Or then when he does say, you know, if it was, all right, I can't remember exactly how it went. He wasn't saying it, but, you know, some IUIC members were saying that you can repent if you do take the mark of the beast. I don't know if they were saying that, I don't think they necessarily said it was the RFID chip. I don't think, I don't know if there's any occurrence where that actually ever even came out of the mouth, that it was the RFID chip. But you never know with IUIC because they flip-flop all the time. One minute they'll say the name Yahushai, then they'll say no, it's Christ. And then they'll flip-flop. So who knows? They might have said something about the RFID chip one time. Who knows? I don't even know anymore. All right, they're a hard group to keep up with because they keep on going all over the place. You know, this is a group that says you're going to burn in hell forever now, apparently. So who knows? Who knows what it'll be next week? Maybe they say that won't happen, all right? Maybe they'll say, you know, you'll only burn for 5 years, and then who knows? Who knows? Let's see what they'll change. Let's come to the grand changing doctrine. Let's see what it'll be next week. Spin the wheel, Nate. Let's see what it's going to be next week because it's all over the place, man. It's all over the place. You can't learn like from a group like that. This is Matthew 15 and 14. Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. If the group's not here, if the group is not teaching you that the RFID chip is the mark of the beast, they're obviously blind, all right? They're obviously blind. If they're not teaching you that the law is not done away with, they're obviously blind, all right? They're obviously blind. If they're teaching you that all nations can be saved, they're obviously blind. If they're teaching that Esau can be saved or that they're not the devil, they're obviously blind, okay? If they're teaching things that aren't coming out the Bible, if they're teaching, it's, you can eat pork but only on a Thursday, then they're obviously blind, okay? And what are we supposed to do? What are you supposed to do with those people? Matthew 15 and 14. Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. They're blind, and what are they doing? They're leading a congregation. And what's the congregation? Blind. Okay? It says, let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind, and if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. All right? Because I'm blind, but I'm going to lead you. Guess what? They're going to walk into oncoming traffic. Both of their blind asses. Because you're blind because you're listening to them. You're both blind. Okay? As it says in the scripture, you're going to both fall into the ditch, all right? And it's not going to be good for you, okay? It's not going to be good for you. And just as we had that scripture, it was originally going to be right here, 2 Timothy 4 and 3 through 5. Giving themselves teachers having itching ears, all right? And we're turned away from the truth and instead, listen to fables, roughly paraphrasing. That's, That's what happened. You know, a lot of these people are just teaching. A lot of these camps are teaching because they get money for it. All right, they're in Esau's back pocket. All right, and they're making a little bit of money from it. All right, this is Titus 1:9 down through 11. It says, let me get down here to 11. Let me highlight them all. It says, holding fast the faithful words as he hath been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers. Why? For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers. There's a lot of them. Who? Especially they of the circumcision. All right, so Israelites, especially Israelites. All right, for there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake. What is lucre? Let's grab that word. What is lucre? It says money, cash, hard cash, ready money. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. That means taking the bag. All right. Their mouths must be stopped. Whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake. Then he's saying, oh, you ought to, you got to dump your wife. She's heathen. No, the RFID chip isn't. We're in June. There ain't no microchip. All right. All these things. Okay. All these things. What is it? It's for filthy lucre's sake. All right. Money. All right. Money. The whole thing's about money. You can go and buy IUIC shirts and, precept packets and all sorts of things, man. All sorts of things over there. All right, and making the house of the Most High into a marketplace. All right, it's really not the house of the Most High over there, because the Most High is not dealing with nobody using the name Christ. Mark 4:23. It reads, if any man have ears to hear, let him hear. All right? If any man have ears to hear, let him hear. But a lot of people don't have it. A lot of people don't have it. Jeremiah 5:21. It says, hear now this, O foolish people, and without understanding, which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not. All right. How do you have eyes and see not, and ears and hear not? All right. Well, you can hear. All right, but you're not understanding. You're hearing, but you're not understanding. All right. Just as if someone came up and you didn't know calculus, and they started bouting a bunch of calculus in your ear. Sure, you'd be able to hear it. All right, but you're not going to understand it. You're going to hear it, but you're not going to really understand. You're going to hear it, but you're not really going to hear it. All right, you're going to see it, but you're not really going to see it. All right, yeah, I can hear it. Yeah, I can see what you're talking about, but you really don't. It's, the worldly saying is in one ear and out the other. This is Matthew 13:11, and then we're gonna close out. And it's a good thing to Wadi Halba Shem Yahushai for letting us get Jeremiah in there as well. It says, this is Matthew 13:11. It reads, then we're gonna close out. It reads, he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of the Most High. Slakia. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. But to them it is not given. All right. And down in 13, what it says, therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing, see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. Let's read that again. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. So there you go. Why? It says in verse 11, he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. All right, you, all right, the hopeful elect, all right, and really the elect, all right, the elect is who's going to have this true knowledge, all right, and continue up into the end, okay, because there's some people that might be in this truth now that might bug out and fall out at the last minute when there's already people that you think, oh wow, that's surprising, all right, and they well not really, all right, there's been hints and pieces and bits and pieces, all right, as the brothers that have been around them have said. All right, I knew something wasn't right with that guy. All right, I always had my suspicions, but and then they'll fall out. But The ones that stay in this truth all the way up to the end and teach all the way up into the end, all right, until, famine of the word comes, of course. Those are the ones, all right, that in the end you're going to start finding out really who's of the elect and who's not, all right? Because really the Most High is only dealing with his elect, all right? And we're hoping to be a part of that number. But he's not getting the most, and this is showing you, Matthew and 13 and 11 is showing you that not everyone's going to get this, all right? Not everyone's going to understand this truth, all right? There you go. So, we'll read that one more time, and then we're going to close out. Matthew 13:11. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. And that's the state of some of the teachers in this truth. It's not given to them. All right? It's not given to them. Some certain things might be given to them. All right? Or it's given to them and, they're being wicked about it and they're taking the bag. All right. So either way, you don't. That's why you want to listen to the people that actually know what's going on. All right. They try to demonize GMS, but GMS is the one that's got all the truth. All right. Why? Because they're the ones that the Most High is dealing with. They're the ones that aren't adding new doctrines in that are they're not trying to use other books. They're not trying to come up with things that aren't in the Bible. All right. They can explain everything biblically. Now, if you agree with them or not, that's a completely different story because a lot of these camps don't. Say, oh, no, you're teaching that wrong, all right? Well, how do you say it? And then they'll completely butcher it, all right? GMS is the one with the understanding, all right? They are the ones with the understanding. If you believe that, hey, good. If you don't, hey, nothing we can do to correct you, all right? The Most High would have to do that, all right? So with that, we're going to close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until the next one, Lord willing, Shalom.